Empires aren't just built on vision, they're built on conviction. My guest today is Olufunke Adu, entrepreneur, mentor, and co-CEO of Tantacom Group.
At times I look at my life and I know that I'm not the best at what I do. And I have people who are better than me,
Right.
but I have the grace upon my life.
She also co-leads Culinara, a culinary innovation company, and is the founder of Ignite You, a platform for mentoring and empowering young people.
What stood out for me is, in as much as I was expected to be down, I couldn't just afford to, I wasn't seated in a place. I was in a situation where I'm supposed to just sit and like shrink. I didn't shrink.
She's a faith-driven leader whose work is as intentional as it is impactful.
I believe in showing up.
Today, we talk about building businesses with purpose, making decisions with clarity, and leading with the kind of grace that outlives the brand. Hi, Olufunke.
How you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for coming.
Please for having me.
Amazing. Now I feel like I should have won Adire so we can
Adire.
twin, you know.
But this is also nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Love your hairstyle.
Thank you so much. So I want us to discuss three important things. Calling faith spark. Let's see how we can draw a line between all of that. Calling faith spark, right? Also, spark can also mean early dreams, you know. So what was your earlier, or what would you say was your earlier encounter with purpose?
Okay, so that actually takes me back to, because if I have to discuss my encounter with purpose, then it takes me to Ignite You.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's actually a purposeful um it's actually a purposeful heart to actually come up with Ignite You, because it's something that I've always wanted to do since I was in secondary school.
Oh, beautiful. That's
Right.
nice.
So because I'm a beneficiary of someone that looked at Nigeria educational system and thought that it's important for him to go into secondary schools and teach us what leadership is all about, teach us how to have something with us and grow it. And yes, so that happened to me when I was in, I think, SS1 or 2 in secondary school. And there's this club. The guy just came from abroad and he wanted to do something with Nigerians. And we started with the young people. So he came to my school back in the days. And he came with these tree planting activities for school. But I know that the main reason came to the school back in the days back then wasn't about just tree planting. It was beyond that. He wanted to teach us what leadership is all about. He wanted to show us that we can build something ourselves. He wanted us to be able to have a voice, but we can also be heard. And that changed something in me, because I remember back then he comes like once in a week, every Friday. Yeah, comes with his team of people and they talk to us, they kind of mentors, talk to us about different things, and they now begin to put us in different categories based on what you have passion for. So you want to go into media, so they put you on one side. But there's one thing that actually brings all of us together at that time is tree planting, because it's actually the like
That was
main
an
thing.
anchor.
That was thank you. That was like a now called the main thing that you have to be a part of for you to now be integrated into other things. And another thing that it does is once in a month, he put all of us together and takes us outside school for networking, for events. So everyone is always looking forward to at least, young people that we were not allowed to go out, and there's an opportunity that someone will come, they will pick us with a big bus and take us out to for an outdoor event where you will meet other schools. You will network, we do things together. The ones that like to dance, we go on the stage and dance. The one that wants to do debates, you debate, just lots of things. And I remember back in the days, I had a small plant that they gave to me as mine, and I'm there to plant it. Then he taught us how to sing for the plants. We'll sing, we'll dance, and we're watching the plants grow. And at some point, I remember that I had a tape because I was so passionate about it that every day I look forward to going to school to see my plants. And anytime I get to school and I see my plants, I remove all the weeds around it, I water it, I will sing for my plants, I will dance, I'll be praying, I'll call. I just want my plants to be the tallest, in the school garden and all that. And I saw my plants after like about a year plus, it was almost my height. And that taught me one thing, like I can do something with my hands, I can build something, and I can see it come alive. The plants became like almost my height. I can remember that even after secondary school, there was a day I went by my school and I had to brunch. I said, I want to see my plants. In fact, I had to hand over my plants to someone.
Wow.
That's because I don't want any help person to just take over my plants. I
Wow.
wanted someone that could take care of my plants, to have the plants. And I thought about it because at that time, I didn't actually know that I didn't know the effects of that in my life at that time. I was just excited. I was just a young girl that just wanted to do something fun and all that. I was excited about
They
the whole
kept you
thing.
busy.
Yes, I was excited. And every once in a month, the fact that we had to go out, I was happy. But after I left school and I anytime I think about my past, there's no way I don't think about the fact that I was able to build something. And I was able to meet people, taught me how to, network with people. This is me that I hardly even allowed to go out. And, so I cannot talk about my past without remembering. So you can imagine the effects of that singular act in my life. And I told myself, I remember about 2, 3 years after secondary school, I told myself that if I grow up and I have the opportunity to do the same to the younger ones, I would definitely pay it forward because it did a lot in my life. And I can't overemphasize the importance of that single heart of teaching me responsibility, teaching me that because I was so responsible to my plants that I look forward to seeing my plants every day. Yeah, so
That's so powerful. It's so profound. First of all, God bless that man wherever he is, because he gave you a gift. Okay. So he taught you. Do you know how much confidence that would have already instilled in you, knowing
I
that
can never imagine.
from the seed you planted something and waited, and he did not only just tell you to watch. There were activities you needed to engage.
Exactly.
So it was teaching you things on multi levels, multi levels. That isn't that like a tree in your school? Do you still sort of drive through and visit?
Because it's inside the school premises, although I've not been to
You haven't been
in a
for a
while.
while.
Well, there was a time that they went for, I wasn't around,
Okay.
and there was old student association. So they
Right,
had
right.
an
Oh, right.
anniversary, our 20th anniversary back recently, I think about 2, 3 years ago. And I wasn't around, but I saw that the garden still has plants, beautiful plants. So you can imagine that even the people that took over from us, it might not be the same plants anymore, but they
Yeah.
still have that beautiful garden. And I could still see it. Because what the school now did is they had the image of a girl in between the garden. And that is where we had our plants across.
Oh, was it a girls only school? Okay, because I was wondering why the
Image
image of
again,
a
so
girl.
it's Regan in the morning.
That's so profound. So it taught you purpose. It's like there's a reason for everything, and every purpose also has to be watered. Has to be. taken care of,
Exactly.
has to be channeled, has to
Yes.
be groomed, has to be led to actually fulfill. And even, what's even more impressive for me was you took responsibility so much that when you were leaving, you
Yeah.
handed over.
I was so it
You
was like
handed over.
it was a big
That is
deal.
a lesson that founders are struggling
Yeah.
to learn. Being able to hand over, pass the baton,
Yes.
and you were able to do that. I'm very interested in learning how this has also morphed, along the journey. So, would you say faith has been central to how you envisioned your life and your work?
Like my slogan is a very faith driven individual. I maybe because of the way I see life, because I know that when it comes to what we achieve in life, it's not the race is not for the swift, right? So it's not about the fact that because at times I look at my life and I know that I'm not the best at what I do. And I have people that are better than me,
Right.
but I have the grace upon my life. The grace it doesn't defeat the essence of hard work and smart work because I know that I put that into what I do.
Right.
But the my faith, because the grace of God has been upon my life, and I feel that I cannot even be a beneficiary of the grace if I do not have faith to know that you can do this,
Right.
so the faith has helped me. So I'm very big on faith because I can't do anything without, even to do anything, you have to have faith. Let's leave religion aside. Even when you talk about, let's just be realistic. That is why we talk about vision. That's why you talk about seeing yourself in a particular place. And the more you visualize yourself in a place, the more you get to that place. So I'm very big. That's why I'm very big on faith. That it's not just even about being religious. It's not being about the fact that I'm God-centric. It's more about the rule of life. It's one rule that you have to have something that is driving you, a force that is bigger than you, that is actually driving you, that is, something that you are hoping for, you are hoping to rather, you are looking forward to it, like, okay, I can do this. You need to see yourself there. You need to think about it and visualize it. So that's what my life has been built around.
That's
faith.
fantastic. So your driving force, I believe, is having envisioning your future, envisioning yourself, how you want to see yourself in the future, then
Yeah.
letting that drive you and
Mhm.
keeping that spirit up until the time that you get there.
Yes.
Now, if you cast your mind back, um, is there any, say, should any personal experience that you would say has shaped how you show up today as a leader?
Personal experience.
Yes, that has influenced how you show up as a leader at work, in life.
I'm thinking. Because I have a lot of experiences that has influenced me. And
Feel free
one
to
thing,
share more than one.
but one thing that's stood out for me in my journey, my life journey, there was a particular time of my life that it seems like I I had nothing, like no money, and at that time I didn't have. I would say I didn't have a car.
Right.
Right. Although I used to drive a car, but it wasn't my car. It was given to me. My husband gave it to me. So I didn't. So at that time, I just thought I didn't have anything because I lost everything. I didn't. It's not that I ever had something like that, but I thought I had because I was part of an organization that I just believed that so we own this, like it is ours and all that. And I gave my all. I just thought I didn't even need to chase any other thing. I have this, and this is enough. And there was a time that everything left. and the closest person to me was no more there. And even my husband was actually not happy with me at the time. So you can imagine when you are in the midst of everything and everything just seemed like you are alone. Like I
In the
felt
midst of people,
in the
but you
in the
felt
midst of
alone.
people where I was alone. I didn't have money to, at times when you're even alone and it seems like you don't have anybody, or you even have money, you can use money to do some certain things to just, pivot and all that. But I had nothing, no money. In fact, I didn't have a phone. It was so bad that I didn't have a laptop. So when you're even talking about, okay, maybe there's a phone that you can begin to call people that I'm here, come and help me.
You
Or
didn't even
what are
have
you
a
doing? I
phone.
didn't even have a phone. I didn't have, and at that time I had two my girls, right? My younger girl was still like a toddler. I think she was 1 year plus, and I used to have a nanny. And at that time,
And you were married at this time?
I was married. I'm married. I'm still married. I was married, yes. And the nanny also left around the same time. So it was like the whole world was crumbling. I didn't even know where to go. I don't know what to do. But what stood out for me is in as much as I was expected to be down, I couldn't just afford I wasn't seated in a place. I was in a situation where I'm supposed to just sit and like shrink. I didn't shrink. I didn't know what happened. There was just that thing in me that I just thought about that. Okay, yes, this is where I am. I don't have a phone. And I just went to see my sister-in-laws. Anytime I go to see my sister, I changed my SIM. I had the SIM with me. I put it in my bag. Then I go to see my sister-in-law. I collect her phone. Then there's a BlackBerry. Then I put my SIM in it. And I call people. And one of the days that I put my SIM in it, one of my friends that I hardly even don't talk to said, "Hi, Funke, where have you been? I've been trying to call you. Your numbers are not going through. I sent you emails. You didn't respond." I was like, my brother, what you left me all that. I don't have a phone. I don't have a laptop. So I couldn't even check my emails. And he was like, "Oh, no, no, come to the office. Let's hook up now. Let's talk." And, I went to see him in his office, and he gave me opportunity to start working from his office.
Wow.
So anytime I get to his office, I do the same thing, put my SIM in his phone and call people. And someone that I know back in the days called me, and she said she had something for me that she's been trying to get across to me. She's called so many people, they can't get across to me. But she has a project that she wants me to handle. And I told her I don't have an office, I don't have a laptop, in fact, I don't have a phone. So I don't know how
I'm going to execute this.
I'm going to
project.
execute this project. And she's like, "Don't worry, Funke, let's meet in a bank." And we met in the bank, and she gave me the brief. I had
In
to
a
write
banking
down
hall.
in the banking hall. I had to take a jotter, not something that I would normally do on a system. I did a breakdown for her in a jotter. I showed it to her, and she paid me immediately. And I was like, "I don't even have a company account that you're supposed to pay this money. So I don't have a receipt to give you." She said, "No, it doesn't matter. I know you, I trust you, and I know you will deliver this." It
What were
was
you
like,
doing at the time? What was your what were you offering? What was the service?
"Yes." And she gave me a mom's birthday to handle. And
Wow.
that was the beginning of everything. And since then, my life has never remained the same again. Like, it's just been from one testimony to the other of God's faithfulness in my life. Because since then, that was the lowest time in my life. And I've never gone that low since then. I think it has just changed everything. She gave me that job, and I was able to, I did the source. Normally, when we get a job, I was like, what's it going to cost me to implement? I was even scared while I was costing the whole thing. I'm sure because I didn't have a phone to even begin to call people to reconfirm prices of things. I gave the cost, and she didn't negotiate. She paid me, and paid me in full. So
Oh no.
she paid
Thank
me.
God. Thank God for for grace.
Yeah, fast grace. So she paid me in full. I was actually even second guessing myself as usual. I was like, "Hey, this money, let me go and keep it." So I kept it to the bank. And at some point, I looked at myself, okay, this woman wants to get across to me.
How
How's
will
she
she
going?
reach me?
So what will I do? I took a portion of the money. I was like, okay, this is supposed to be my profit from the job. So I took it. I got a used phone. I got a used laptop, and I got a Wi-Fi. And that was the beginning of my business.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, what was this business called at the time?
I Limited. So it's actually an event. Okay.
Okay. Wow. So, in terms of how this helps you show, how do you show up as a leader now that you're influenced by this experience?
So that's actually has helped me a lot because even now, when because at times things don't go the way you want it to go, there are some times that you are high, there are times that you are low, there are
Yeah.
times that you are in between, and I always just show up. I don't know. I had a program about 2 weeks ago, and at that time something happened to me. I met a girl. She was going through issues, and I asked her, "Why are you still looking this way?" And she told me the same thing she told me about a few months ago. Like, so
You're still
because you're
here.
still here, you need to, I had to tell her that if I tell you what just happened to me today, I'm not supposed to look the way I look. But I just feel like life goes on. I'm not going to fall down and stay down.
Hmm.
I'm going to rise up.
Hmm.
And because I believe in showing up,
Hmm.
whether I feel like showing up, whether the situation around me if is what I want or not, I still need to show up. And that's how I show up as a leader because as a leader in this part of the world, you go through different things at different times. But you need to keep showing up. You need to show your people. You need to be strong
Hmm.
for your people. You need to be someone that they get motivation from by just seeing you that even in the midst of things, you're still strong. You're not throwing tantrum because you're going through issues
Hmm.
and you still embody that strength.
Hmm.
And then that is what is called to be a leader.
So it's interesting that you said that. And in many ways, what you just described now is a source of pressure for a lot of leaders, a lot of founders, a lot of entrepreneurs. You need to do what you need to do. Even though everything is hitting you
Pulling you.
left, right, center,
Yes.
everywhere. All of the life's pressure is
Mhm.
right on you. Alright. Even the story you told about the young girl and you having, I mean, that was pretty much like a very quick mentorship session that you gave to that girl. So my question now is, how do you stay grounded when you're building businesses, when you're building brands as a leader, and when you're mentoring people? What are the strategies to remain grounded? Hmm. So that you can continue to show up the way you described now,
Yeah.
because
I actually feel that there are a lot of things around it.
right.
Right. But the strategy I deploy is I speak to myself a lot.
Okay.
I cite myself a lot.
Right.
Like, yes, I speak. So most of the time, I speak word of encouragement to myself.
Right.
And you see me saying, yeah, okay, you can do it. You have done it before. And another thing that has been helping is the fact that my faith, I'll say, has been tested.
Hmm.
And God has shown up for me in so many ways.
Okay.
And I'm able to write on that fact that when this happened to me, He was there. Is it now that I will not be there?
Hmm.
So why am I stressing myself?
Right.
Why am I disturbing my life? Because I know that He will do it. So I say that to myself a lot. So majority of the time, I just tell myself, you can do it. It's God that brought you out of where you were coming from and put you where you are. So it's the same God. He has the power to actually take you to where you want to be. So even though things might not look like what I want it to look like, I just believe that it is a process. Because I know that in life, that is why there is time for everything. There's time for you to get pregnant, that the child is in the womb. The child takes a process of 9 months to develop to a full blown child
Mm-hmm.
for you to deliver. And there's a reason why the child will not be able to walk at that time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why the child will crawl at the time that the child is supposed to crawl.
Right.
And there's a time for the child to walk. There's a time for the child to go to school. So I just believe that. So it's not something that you can have a child now and the child will
And to
become a
blow.
doctor immediately, or the child will say, I'm a pilot, I can, the child becomes a governor of a state. It's not possible. So I believe that in life, you need to go through a process of development, a process of you being able to be where God wants you to be. And it takes time. It's not going to, it reminds me of Joseph's story. It's not going to just happen in a day and everything, because majority of us, that is how we want life to be.
We're in a
We're
hurry.
in a hurry, just want things to happen when we want it to happen. So I think I have come to that realization that it's time for everything. So even though I am not where I want to be at a particular time, I know that I don't stress myself. At times when I don't even have money, I feel like I'm rich because the way I think about it is like the money is somewhere. I just need to access it.
Yeah, it's
Like the
coming.
money is there. Like, just like you have money in an account that's okay, maybe you fix that money. You can't access it. You can't access it. That's the way it happens with me when it comes to I want something. I just
Right.
feel like that thing is there. I just need to do some certain things to get it.
Attractive.
Yes. So
That's powerful. That's powerful. So that keeps you grounded. Just the thought of this is a process. This is a phase. Just the way this one came, if we go, then I will get into another section. And it's also powerful how you thought of, because that helps you stay sane. When you're like, you look at your bank account is looking at you, and you know that, oh, I have money. I don't need to get to where that money. There's somebody that is holding my money right now. I just need to connect with that person.
I
That's
don't even know why.
that's
I don't
all.
know how I do it. That's actually
That's all.
the
I just need to
honest
connect.
thing in my mind all the time about money. I just feel that the money is somewhere and I just need to access it. So that means that helps me not to be under pressure, too much pressure. Yes, you'll be under pressure because there are bills right, left, and
Life is
center.
happening.
Yes, like at the same time, and especially for an entrepreneur in Nigeria, there's always one thing you go through: electricity issue, you go through having to buy diesel, you go through, something happens to your car somewhere, you go through different kind of people that will show you who they actually are, and you're just pressured all
All
around.
around.
But you need to just be grounded, just to stay grounded, knowing who you are. It's important, knowing that the Lord that you serve, knowing that you're putting in the work that you're supposed to put in. But there's one thing for you to believe in God, that God will do some certain things in your life. There's another thing for you to put in the required work in it. So when you're putting the required work in what you're doing, you are working hard, you are working smart, you are following the processes that you're supposed to follow. And you now top it with having God in your life. There's no way it can happen. I believe that so much.
So, what would you say are the non-negotiables in your life, in your leadership, and in your personal routine? What are the things you don't negotiate?
My time is out. You want to push it. No matter what. No matter who you have, what you have, you cannot keep up with it. And stay away from it.
So, and that applies to your work, that applies to your personal life, that applies to your leadership styles. Time with God. How do you execute it?
So I have my routine. I'm a very routine individual in life. And anytime I don't even follow my routine in a day, it's disorganized sees me. Like I will be struggling to get things done. So I wake up in the morning. I have the first thing I do first, is actually time with him. Just in that space. At times, it's not all the time of praying. At times, it might just be meditation, and might just be studying the word. It might just be journaling about how I feel about him. Basically, that has to be done first before any other thing comes to be. And it's helped me a lot. Yeah.
Let me paint you a reality um, So let's say, for example, you wake up. What time do you wake up every morning? Let me not let me not assume. What time do you wake up every morning?
I wake up before 5.
Before 5.
Yes, like between 4:45,
So
four
let's say
thirty
that
to 4:45. Yes,
that's your normal
that's
routine.
my normal routine.
So let's assume that you've been on a project, events, you've been running 7 days back to back. Um, and for some interesting reason, um, you've not had sleep in your eye. Maybe you went to bed at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. How does that mess up this routine that you have? How do you balance that?
So it actually does mess up my routine because we always have issues like that where you're on a project and But what I do is if it is a time like okay, let me say I was tired and I got in around early hours of the morning. I At times I have to go through my fellowship before I sleep.
Hmm.
And there are times that I'm so tired, I'll sleep. Even if I wake up at the time that I'm not supposed to wake up, I will start my day by doing the first thing first.
Hmm.
So, like I say to everyone, at times I even say to my husband, I have an appointment with God. But there are times that I don't mix up that appointment at a particular time, maybe because of job or because of something that's happened. There are times you're even too awake to get up at a particular time. But I ensure that when I still wake up, even if I don't wake up at that 5 or to 5, I wake up, even if it's at 7, I still have that done. Even if it's on my full time length, because at times I usually like, okay, I just want to spend 1 hour, 30 minutes. I just want to spend 1 hour, 10 minutes. Even if it's just 30 minutes, I ensure that that's the first interest.
I'm asking this particularly because I've had situations where people have routines, and life happens and it messes up their routines, and see them beating themselves up. Oh my God, this has been so messed up. I'm just looking for practical ways that those you can either retrace or rearrange or realign, and it still keeps you centered.
Yeah.
So we hear for people who gym, for example, maybe it's part of your morning routine.
Yeah.
Simple things like travel. Just getting out of your usual space
Yes.
messes up those kind of things. Imagine you've traveled, you've gone to a new place, maybe a new time zone. And normally you would wake up and do your meditation and do your prayers. But for some reason, because the timing is not the same, you realize you're already late. So you actually don't even have you woke up just maybe 5 minutes before your meeting or whatever, and you throw. How how do you find your way back without the guilt that comes attached with it? I don't know if my
I get what you're
question,
saying.
yeah.
Yes. So I have actually just learned that life happens. Life will surely happen to you no matter how much you try to structure your time, structure your routine.
Right.
There are times that it won't just go the way you want it to go. You can imagine you moving to, it's just temporary. So I don't think that would mess me up. In
So you
as
don't
much
beat
as
yourself
I don't
up
beat
over
myself for
that.
it. So even if it
Great.
happens like that, I pick myself up again. At times I will just even say to myself, okay, even if it's just 5 days, I won't be my normal self. Yeah, that's fine. Out of 365 days in a year, having to, you know, pause
Right.
for just few days shouldn't, hurt. So I've actually learned to see life the way life is. That it's not just all going to be the way you want it. And adaptability is very important. You need to be adaptable to situation and don't beat yourself to it. If it happens, then just be adaptable to it and move on from it. Don't beat yourself because you are not able to do what you're supposed to do at that time. Well, that's really
Now, that
happens.
takes a lot of deep work, deep inner work to be able to come to terms with that. Because normally, what tends to happen is when things don't go the way you're supposed to go, a lot of people go into a frenzy. Oh, I'm going to, but being able to keep still. So my next question would be, what moments of, or have you had a moment right? Of inner work that changed everything for you. Hmm. That completely just renewed me.
So, to be sincere, always I work like so. The way I see life, I constantly just want to evolve.
Okay.
So you can see me. I can just tell myself I can wake up tomorrow, maybe just go through some things, process some things, and I'm like, okay, this is from now henceforth. This is how I'll do things. And I just try to, and I can wake up another time and come up with another way of doing things.
Right.
I can be spontaneous like that. But what I know I do is I am constantly working on myself because I know I'm becoming, I'm not where I want to be. I just believe that life would, you need to just constantly work on yourself, being a better person for yourself. So I constantly want to just be a better me. I don't want you to see me tomorrow and I'm still the same person that you met the other time. So I want to just be more.
Right.
I've always wanted to be like I've always been like that. Even since secondary school, I've always tried to just want to be the best of me.
Right.
I don't see anyone as competitor. I see myself and I just want to be a better version of myself. And that's actually so when you say that there is a completely time that you're saying it's something that happened to me all the time. Like I just was like, from now
You
until
are
this is the
new every
day.
morning.
Yeah, so so I can't pinpoint a particular time that I can tell you that okay, this actually changed everything for me because
Yes.
it's like a constant thing, a constant even battle in my head. Like this is what you're supposed to do. This is the way. And tomorrow I also like, I want to be better at this. I want to be better in this area of my life. So I always just want to be a new person every single time.
So constantly changing, constantly evolving. Beautiful. Let's talk about it. You have a partner. Did you know that partnership is one of those very, very controversial topics in business? How has it been for you?
Okay, so for me, it's actually the nursing because I think I'm just blessed to have someone kind of gets me,
Hmm.
because I get that questions a lot. People ask me that question. It's like, how do you guys do it? Right? How do you coexist without issues? And
And just to put a bit of context, she's partners with another woman in business, and they have a thriving business. So you have to tell us how you do.
so what has actually been helping us is we have similar vision,
Hmm.
right? We understand each other a lot, and we set boundaries basically.
Boundary.
Yes, and trust as well. Because what has actually helped us over the year is I don't have any trust issue with my partner. Like I don't even put once she's angry things, I don't put my eyes into it because I trust her that she would take good care of it. Because why go into partnership when you have trust issues? So that's why I say it. So I need to be able to just trust that person enough for me to say, okay, I want to partner with you. And so what has helped us is also similarities. Yes, we are different individuals. She has her likes and her dislikes, and I have mine. At times that we are not aligning on a particular thing. But when it comes to work, we always align. We find ways to just align because we're not just partners, we are friends, we are family. So we we do a lot together. And when it comes to work, we don't have sentiments. So we argue about things and the superior argument things. No, In fact, at times I look at it, she's someone that is even older than me. And at times I'm like, no, I will still say no. I'm not looking at it like, we don't look at it that way. We look at it about superior arguments. When you make sense, you make sense and we go with it. So that has actually helped us. And we respect each other. That's another thing. We respect each other a lot. So as much as she's older than me, she respects me a lot, and she will not dismiss what I have to say.
Right.
And likewise, I won't dismiss what I have to say. So if you have to deal with things, we deal with it maturely. We look at things, and the good thing about this, we are two different individuals, and that's what is actually helping our businesses because it comes from our own angle. She looks at it from it, and I'm looking at it from another angle. And we put everything together, and voila, we get the best.
So, emotion. Emotional being. Yes. Two women.
Super women.
Two super women. Right?
Yeah.
How did two women, and I'm saying it in the sense of, I'm not saying it in the sense of, oh, women work well together, women are supporting women. No, no, no. I'm talking about just the fundamentals that make us women. The emotions, how we see things, how we react to things. Um, it's often not from a logical thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes when our emotions are hurt, they are hurt, and you need to know that you hurt me. You know, whatever. I don't even care what we're doing again. You need to you need to know that I've been hurt, and I need to show you. So how are you able to put that at the back of the brain?
So I think we kind of just complement each other.
Okay.
So when I am on that kind of situation, my partner just seems to be, she just understands and she maintains everything. She keeps quiet and she'll become like, okay, I think it's time for it. Time of the year, kind of. And I'll do all that nonsense. And she should,
You come back and meet
and
me
she'll
here.
come back and I just resolves it. I think yes. And likewise myself as well. So at times she's on the other side and I just allow it. And at times we argue. That's the truth. At times we argue about issues and we are log our heads, no, we can't do this. No, yes, she say no, I say no, she say yes, I say, and we always just come to an agreement. I don't know how we do it. And I just feel that maybe there's just one fault somewhere. Maybe that it's making it work. But we just always align. That's another thing. I don't know how, because if I'm telling you these are the strategies that we deploy to make all these things work smoothly because I can't remember us having major issues when it comes to work or when it comes to any important things. Even if you have arguments, it might be on personal level, on some things that are personal, like not, this won't have to do with work because we always align, we always agree. I don't know how we do it. So
So
I guess God is actually helping us.
it's interesting that you brought in the personal angle.
Yeah.
So how do you have issues with? And I am saying this from experience. Yeah. So I work with my partner, my spouse. Just to put in context. So how do you have issues with this person on a personal level and are able to constantly put a divide and not have a crossover with the work, right? Now, it's also extra special because we're both female, right? Because they will say, oh, men are logical, sometimes they just allow you and they let you be the woman, right? But in this case, both same gender, most likely same kind of reactions to things and all that. Even if you had issues on a personal level, you still had to do work together. You probably have a project, you have something you're chasing, you have. So how do you manage that dynamic and not let one affect the other? Or how do you resolve? to ensure that things go smooth?
Okay, so because Tantacom is bigger than Bubbles. Mm. So the businesses that we run together are bigger than that they are joint.
How many businesses do you run together? This laugh.
Let me not go into that.
Oh God. Okay, how many businesses do we know? Not the ones that are coming. How many businesses do we
Okay,
know
so
that you
anyway,
told the world?
so there are a group of businesses. So
Okay,
Tantacom Group and
right.
Culinara Group.
Great. Group.
Yes.
Okay.
Companies.
Okay. So you run two groups together.
Yes.
Interesting. As co-CEOs. Fantastic. I'm very interested in hearing this dynamic. I know the audience cannot wait because partnership is such a delicate, and it's almost like, that thing that people are really trying to decipher. I know I need help, but partnership, I don't know. I don't want to be betrayed. I've heard stories. And these are two women. What? How long have you been doing this?
Yes. So
Up to
we
10 years?
yes, 10 years.
10 years and
Well, we've known each other
thriving.
for 10 years.
And you've known each other for 18 years. You have to tell us. We need to be able to replicate this.
Okay, so in terms of not allowing personal issues get to work, yeah, like I said earlier, we meet and all that. So because of our business is actually bigger than each other of us. So when we have that issue, there's always something for us to align on when it comes to work.
Right.
So we don't at times we're not even talking to each other because maybe we just had an argument and I need to just align with her or something. I'll just pick up my phone and I'll, in fact, we even have a lot to discuss then. I'll like, let's pause this silence. So let's just pause. Let's pause it and discuss what we need to discuss. We can go back to it later. Before you know it, we'll just laugh over it and let it go. So because we have so many important things to discuss, so we just get on with it. So you can't even get angry with each other for a while.
So if I hear you clearly, and I want to break this down because people listen, it's about a goal.
Yes.
You have a united goal that is clearly bigger than both of your egos combined.
Exactly.
And that becomes the priority. No matter how you are feeling, whatever small feeling that feeling is, by the way, you can wait
It's a way
for us to achieve what we're going for. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So speaking of both businesses, Tantacom Group and Culinara Group, right? How did you move from idea to execution?
Yeah. All right. So we both just wanted to do something different. So when it comes to Tantacom, we didn't even know the end of where we were going, but we had a vision in that.
Okay.
And it was that vision that kept, pushing us to, do some certain things. And our background is actually events, event design, and event management. And what we're coming together as a company, we thought about doing something different. We wanted to help guys to tell the story in a different way. We wanted to create immersive experiences that's different from what we've always done. And we thought about, okay, we've always done events and we're tired. We're tired. It wasn't that we're tired of events. I said, but we're tired of just being called an event manager, event planner, what do you call them?
What did they call this?
We're just tired. We just wanted to do more because we had this in us. We knew we could do more, right? And we just thought about like, can we go into project management? Because I believe that for every event manager, every event is a project. So that is how you actually put it, how you plan it, how you initiate it, how you rent it and all that. And we went to a school to just learn project management, and
Both of you.
both of us.
Okay.
Because we didn't just want to say that we are project managers without being a professional project managers. Because we thought that we needed to do it and they were. Because if you anyone has worked with us before, what is important to us is delivering exceptionally. We go above and beyond what we are being people to do.
Right.
Right. So we just didn't want to say because we have an idea of how a project is being done. They just continue. So we went back and we started learning
Right.
on the job. And then in fact, we're in that class, we're just looking at each other that we know all this. Well, we're just from experience. In fact, it was even because when they give us classwork, we are all relatable because we usually have an ongoing project at that time that we can use it to discuss it. And it was just, yeah. And from project management, we went into, so we're always just being given opportunities to do things. They give us 360 opportunity. Okay, they'll just come up with a project and lands on our table. We would have to execute it all from beginning to the end. And anytime we're being given a project to handle, what we're thinking about is what can we do with this project that will make it special, right? That will make it impactful, that will make the customers see our value and want to give us more.
Right.
So that's how communications actually came into place because we realized that majority of the projects that were being given to handle them and what happened to the government projects and they were not properly communicated. People don't know that this project exists. They just like they're not doing anything and they just took over do the communications, do the publicity, digital marketing, and yeah.
Wow. Wow. It's inspiring. Yeah. In every sense of the word. So now I know that while we fuss about partnerships and all of that, which you seem to do you make it seem effortless, right? With what you do with your partner. But there's also the place of in Nigeria. Like I'm trying to scan in my head now. I almost cannot. Maybe one other person that I know I've heard the term co-CEO. But mhm. So why do you make? You would find partners where they clearly handle this kind of maybe somebody handling operations, and maybe handling strategy, or somebody who's a CEO, or the other person's the director, you know. But they're partners in the real sense of it. Right? Why was it important um, to run your businesses as co-CEO? That's one. Two, how is it with the people that you meet in terms of that dynamic? Is it confusing? Do they feel like, oh, once I've talked to CEO one, I don't need to talk to CEO two, or everything I can say to move to CEO one, I can also move in terms of the structure, in terms of the placement, in terms of the flow of how you're making it work with business. Mm. How can we learn from that?
Okay, so I know that there's this controversial thing about procedures.
Oh, is there?
Yes,
Oh,
a
I
lot of
don't know
people say a
about
lot
it.
of things about it.
Oh, like
And
what?
a lot, a lot, and it's always come up like, okay, is there like this issue between okay, one person cannot be on top and the other, come under.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
never
Power
been
dynamics.
yes, it's
Right.
never been an issue for us. And another thing is we structure of Tantacom is clearly stated. And the way we've always worked actually is like if you have a conversation with CEO one, you've had it with CEO one. You don't have to, I don't expect you to come and have that conversation with me.
Right.
In fact, at times when people call my partner and they call me for the same issue, I'm looking at them as if an hypocrite. Like, why are you calling me and calling her? Once you've told her, just know that,
You told the
done,
both
you've
of
told
us.
the both of us. And that's how we actually run. And aside the and in terms of structure, we actually have different positions when it comes to Tantacom.
Executive while you're executing.
While we're executing, yes. So when it comes to strategy, my partner handles it. And when it comes to implementation, I handle it. So we kind of have our separate responsibilities.
So you
And
play
that
to
does,
your strengths.
yes, our strengths. And that doesn't mean that we can't just do, because we both have these experiences. So at times when I have to, at times when she can't, I can take up, her position. And at times she also takes up mine when necessary. So there's clear responsibility. We have to have clear responsibilities on which our employees are aware of. So majority of the time, there's never been a time where they would need to get approval from both of us. Once we get from one, then it's fine. So it's never been an issue.
So it's a clear structure within the team. Yeah. The those of us outside are wondering financially. you know. So at the time, I mean, how old is Tantacom now? Tantacom is 9. 9. We're still on this matter of partnership. And I'm dwelling on this partnership issue because I know that it's a question people have. Like people want to build, they want to build with people, but they're afraid. They've heard stories. Yeah, they've seen some work, but there's still that fear, right? So every time I see partnerships that work, I want to get everything out of it, to ensure that we're able to help people. So still on this co-CEO matter. If we dial back 9 years as well, when you were starting Tantacom with your partner, did you set out, like, what was your thinking in terms of, okay, you know what, this is how we're going to do it. We'll come together, we'll be co-CEOs, and this is how it's going to be. Just, just so we, almost as if we want to be able to create a template for people to do this partnership successfully.
So trying to think back 9 years ago, we didn't actually set out to pursue this. Right. Yes, we started contact from based on, okay, yeah, we worked together for 8 years in another organization. Right. And
Oh, 8 years in another organization.
yes,
Together or individually?
together in the same
Oh, okay.
So we kind of know each other's strength.
Right.
And yes, it was just easier for us to coexist. And at that time, we never thought about positions like who does what. We were more focused on what the company will do and how we want to impact lives, because we're very particular about the kind of projects that we get on.
Okay.
And yeah, so I think that was priority for us. So it was as time goes on and we needed to now put some structure and systems in place. And I think the first position we even gave with each other was managing partner. So we're both managing partner at that time.
Oh, I like that name. Feels like a legal firm.
Yeah. So we're both managing partners at that time. And we just kind of, another thing is, even our roles at the time, we didn't state it, but we just get into that position when the time comes. Like, so when it comes to strategy and all that, Jenny just kind of just carried that gracefully.
thing.
That thing, she just takes the and I just follow. And all that. And when it comes to we implement and all that, and I'll just, be at the front and she just allow me to be there. So I think and with time we got to know that, okay. I think looking at the way we've worked over the years, I think this is your responsibility and this is mine. And we'll just have to structure it in that manner.
Do you know what's beautiful about this story? And I think that's what a lot of people get wrong in the beginning. It's like People often put the cart before the horse. Yes. The position did not matter. It wasn't about position.
wasn't about
Kí la fẹ́ ṣe?
Do you understand?
What is the job? What do we need to do? And everybody picks up what needs to be done,
Done.
and everybody does something, and you get things done.
But imagine me saying that, okay, before we started Tantacom, I'm all about, okay, I want to be this, and I don't have the expertise to do it. Or I want to take up a position that she's clearly better than me in that position. Why am I willing to take that position if we see the company as what it's supposed to be? What is important is that organization, that company that we want to grow, that thing that we have that we're trying to nurture. And so I think every other thing should be secondary. So what was paramount to us back then was Tantacom, how to make Tantacom what we wanted to be, how to nurture Tantacom, how to build Tantacom. So it was beyond who takes what role. It was later, like, okay, maybe we should let's put some structure in place and do this and do the other.
So when the business had grown to a point where you needed that structure, well, when you put that structure in,
Yeah.
well, you had to build a business first.
First, yeah.
You had to focus on, is there even a business here? Is there even a job to do? Are we even going to make money here? What are you going to do? What are you going to pick up? And what was important was getting things done.
Done.
So it's not about, oh, I want to open a company. Let me first go and get office. Let me first go and print cards. Let me first. Those are putting cards before the horse.
We didn't have an office. We just started on first the conversation between the two of us. And yes, we registered the company. Even if we didn't register immediately, it took a bit of time. But we thought, we need to have a company account. So it was a company account that we needed to open that brought about opening the
Registering the business.
Yes, we CAC. Like, before we can have a company account, we have to register the company with CAC. So that's how
So you had to always build the business first.
important. Build the business first, then not start putting things into place at the right time.
Do you know what crossed my mind? Only God knows how many dead companies are registered at CAC. Simply
Lots.
because people have ideas and they run to CAC first.
Yeah.
And there is no business.
There's no business.
There is no business anywhere. You run to CAC first. So you put the cart before the horse. So it's in the same way when you are laboring your energy on what role, who should be who should be what. That is not what matters. We need to build the business first. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
How are you able to lead people, your team, or people generally, with structure and with heart at the same time?
Okay. So I believe that employees are first human beings before they are employees, right? And from my experience, I've worked with people that I can't say categorically that they led me with heart. Where it was more like it's what it's supposed to be, and I just wanted to be different. Right. I wanted the culture of Tantacom of any company that I lead to be different from the norm. I wanted us to stand out. I wanted to be a different kind of leader.
So how do you do that? How do you lead the part?
So I put myself in their shoes. How do I want someone to treat me? I want my employer to relate with me, to speak to me, to give me direction on things, and that's I think about myself first. Then I put myself in their shoes first before I relate with them. So let's say something is not going the way it's supposed to be. And I'm like, okay, if I were in their shoes, how would I feel if I'm being spoken to in this manner? Would I like it? Would I think it's like I'm being treated right? And yeah, so that just helped me to do the right thing. Right. Because I would always want someone to treat me rightly. I always want someone to treat me like I'm someone's child. And so that's what I think about anytime I'm dealing with them. I try to just deal with them happy. They are someone's husband, someone's wives, someone's parents, someone's child. And how will they feel? How will their family members feel if they're being treated in a particular way? How would I feel if someone is treating my children in this manner? So I put all those things into consideration when I'm dealing with them. And that's not
But
to say
how do you
that
balance that with structure,
structure
with when things need to be done, and
and
it
so
doesn't
on.
matter how you feel?
It doesn't matter how do I how do I deal with my children when they don't do things right. I school them. Doesn't change the fact that I love them.
Mhm.
I still school them anyways. And I believe that if I've been treating you right and you don't do something rightly and I scold you, it shouldn't be a problem. So I'll still scold you like I would scold, my children. Right? I'll scold you, I'll tell you off if I need to tell you off. But I'll tell you off respectfully. I think that's the most important thing that no matter who you're dealing with, whether that you're supporting it or not, you need to treat people with respect. No matter what, even your drivers, mates, your security, they are first human before they take that position. So treat them as such. And I think that has helped me to be able to balance dealing with them structure wise and also leading with our
Fine. Fine. I think that's the fine. So, what would you say is one milestone that has affirmed that you're on the right path?
thinking.
How do you know you're on the right path?
Okay, I think it's just have that conviction, that strong conviction that I'm on the right path. And the fact that, okay, so when you say right path, it actually cuts across different areas of my life. So when you say right path, is it in terms of personal life or in terms of business wise or so in business, yeah, I think we conviction, strong conviction. So at times the conviction can be the vision rather can be blurry because I don't think we started Tantacom with a very clear vision. But the vision was there, but it was blurry. But we knew that there was that vision. It was strong, right? We were convinced that this is what we wanted to do, but we didn't have all the answers. When it comes to, in fact, we had more questions
Then
than
answer
answers.
for me.
Like, how do we do this? How are we going to work? What's going to happen? We had more questions than answers, but we started anyways. We started, we nurtured it. And when the time comes for us to put things in place in terms of processes and structure,
Yeah.
we began to put them in place. So I think that's actually something that we're convinced that okay, this is what we want to do. The vision is one. The conviction that is the right thing is another thing because where that conviction was strong,
You
was
need to
strong
know in your
in
heart,
your heart. Yeah,
is that these things
yeah,
say I'm
and
supposed
yeah.
to do it.
And when I have another thing that also helped me is my God feeling. There are sometimes that I want to get on something and my spirit, I'm not at peace with it. And I will keep like, are you sure? Because I tell people that I don't think God will call you and say, my daughter, this is Tantacom, open it. I don't think, I don't think God speaks to me in that manner. Maybe God speaks to any other person that way, but I don't get that. Well, how I know God is speaking to me to do something is actually that's peace of mind that I have when I think about it. That is settled kind of feeling that I have when I'm thinking about it. Just give it out. Okay, that means God is in it. So that's another thing. I had that peace without even second guessing anything, without thinking of what might go wrong. Nothing, anything going wrong didn't even come to mind. It's everything that is going to go right that was coming to mind. So I just know that God was in it.
In terms of the things that will go wrong, you will not do it.
Yes, you have to, and even with businesses, or
Right.
for you to even go into any investment, you'd have to be that optimism there
Yeah, yeah,
for you
yeah.
to want to do it. Because if you keep thinking about, if you are pessimistic, you will not get along with anything. But you will just be stalling, you'll be waiting because you'll be over processing, you overthinking.
Overthinking.
And what overthinking does is it will make you move because you will keep being, you get stuck
Yeah, it
at that
paralyzes
position
you.
because you will be over looking at everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't, nothing like that even came to my mind really.
Interesting.
I just had a peace, and that was it.
How would you say you measure success? Spiritually or practically?
Okay, so do you know why I'm laughing?
Why?
Because a few days ago,
Yes.
myself and my partner were talking, and we're talking about success.
Oh, okay.
How to, we even spoke about happiness. How do you define happiness?
Right.
And I had to be telling her how I define happiness,
Right.
what success is to me. So to me, I actually feel that we all have different metrics to measure success,
Yeah.
right? What am I like? The way I feel now, um, some people might see my life, right? And see me as, oh, she's a successful woman because she has a thriving business and she has a, she has a kids, she's this, she's that. But I might not see myself as successful because what success is for me is not what I acquired for myself.
Right.
What success is for me is the lives I'm able to change, the lives I'm able to touch, the footprints I'm going to leave behind, the lives I'm going to impact. That is what success is for me. That's my own measurement of success. And that is why at times when I think about it, and I feel that I've not done enough because I've not impacted lives the way I would love to have impacted lives at my age. I always just want to do more. I just want to touch more lives. I want, because that's what gives me fulfillment, and that takes me.
Ever be enough?
But I'm not going to say that is. I feel that I'm the kind of person that I'm content in the little things that I'm able to achieve for myself.
Okay.
So in as much as it might seem that it's never going to be enough, but when I'm able to pinpoint what I've been able to achieve in a period of time, it gives me that fulfillment.
Right.
Because that now brings me back to the happiness that we're talking about, that what gives me happiness. And I was like, okay, for some women, happiness is when they are able to go out with friends, go to parties,
We outside.
outside, have fun. And but to me, it actually just even stresses me.
Yeah, my tribe.
So what gives me that happiness, that fulfillment is when I see people that have been able to impact their lives. And speaking to them, I can see that growth
Right.
in their lives. I can see that, okay, I did this and I can see it in their lives. And it just makes me happy, even beyond what I do for myself.
Right.
So at times I might have spent money on myself, buy stuff, and it might just be one little thing that I gave to someone. And I see that person use it, and it just gives you like, I'm just like, oh, and makes me so happy. And so I believe that success, to measure success for me, is actually the lives I'm able to impact directly or indirectly, whether through my businesses and whether through my foundation.
And
Yeah,
perhaps ignite you.
that's how I feel.
Fantastic. So have there been moments where grace carried the vision and not skill?
Ah.
I love this line. Like, ah.
I think that's a very difficult question.
Right.
Hmm. It's difficult in the sense that hmm, I don't want to be, I don't want to be seen like, I don't want, let me not lie, let me say the truth of thing. There is nothing like grace carries you more than the skill. Because I believe that you need skill to actually be in some particular places. Like you can't want to get ahead in life, right?
On just
On just grace. That is why it's even say you have to do the work. You have to put in the work. And what are the works that you need to put in? Skills is part of it. And one thing about knowledge is you can't be, there's no amount of knowledge that is too much. Do you understand? You need to keep, you know, acquiring knowledge. So I don't believe in those. I am very God-centric. My God is first. And I believe that my life is the effect of grace. There's effect of grace in my life. But I also put in the work. Right. So I'm not going to advise anyone saying that the grace of God, because it's so sufficient and you will not put in the right work that you're supposed to put in what you're doing, you not acquire skills that you need to acquire. Let's say now that okay, you want to learn artificial intelligence and all that, and you're supposed to go for the training and you have not gone for the training and believe that the grace of God that is upon your life will help you to do what? You understand? So,
Pressure to do.
to do what? Because you need to put in the work and the grace will now help you. Because there are some people, why we say grace is that some people that are actually putting in the work that's they do not have that grace to pivot, grace to be where they want to be. And you have to first put in the required work. If you have to have sleepless nights for numbers of months to get to that place that you want to get to, you need to put in it first. Then you can now go when you have done everything humanly possible from your hand, then now leave the rest to God and you see God doing his thing. But you can't use one to replace the other. Don't say that because I have God in my life, then I can as well just go and sleep in the house and say, okay, because I have the grace of God, and God has said that the head is
Mine.
mine and everything dwelling so that wherever I step on, it's mine. No, you need to put in the work. So even God says, yes, I will give everything to you, but you have to work for it. You have to work for it. It can't just be yours. You can't plug money from the tree. You need to work for it. Yeah, so I don't believe in that.
Thank you for clearing that out. Very, very simply. Very simply. So you talked about Ignite You when we started this, and you talked about your reason, right? And how you feel you're paying it forward. Yes. That's based on what has been done for you while you were in secondary school. My question is, why now? Why is it important now? Why not 10 years ago? Why not 8 years ago? Why not next year? Why now? Then how is it evolving?
Why now? So I'm thinking of the best way to respond to that. I've always actually done stuff for young people all my life. Oh, even while I didn't have so much, I still try. It's just that I've not solidified all the while, and I just feel that this is the time. And I just had that. I just feel that this is the time.
That's a big time.
That conviction, like, okay, you need to start. And another thing, another my philosophy of life is you can't be in your hole like you're in your hole with a lot of people, and you want to get off that hole, and you want to come off that hole with them. They'll pull you down because the weight of the people that you're trying to come up with, they pull you down. So you need to first do what? Come out of the hole yourself. When you're out of the hole, then begin to pull people down one after the other. That's another reason I've not been able to do it the way I started it now. Because I just wanted to get to a stage in my life where I believe that even if I have to single ardently take care of 100 young people, it's not going to be a problem for me. I can afford to do it.
Mm. Mm. You know what you said is so profound. Um, my understanding of it, there are times in your life it's all for you to focus on yourself,
Yes,
and it's not a selfish thing.
at all.
But you can be selfish for the sake of the man.
Yes, it's all right to be selfish.
So you focus on self, you build self, you build capacity, and you grow, you become a solid person. Standing on good ground, then you can look back and help others. Yes, that is powerful.
Yeah. Because in
How?
addition, the kind of platform for ignite you is not actually something that someone that is not well grounded
Right.
can take up, because right now the kind of connections that I have, kind of information that I have, the
Right.
knowledge I didn't
Right.
have it 10 years ago.
Hmm.
So if I had wanted to do ignite you the way I've started it now, I won't have been able to do it the right way.
You're a much better
So I'm a
person.
better person to
Better
say now that I
person.
can mentor, because I've
Right.
done some things. I've worked in some way. I've worked my life in some ways that I feel that okay, I think I'm enough to be able to guide people behind me. I say, no, you can't. You don't have to go through this. I've made these mistakes. I don't think you should go through it. And now, and I have connection with so many other people that I can merge them with to mentor them.
Right.
10 years ago, I don't
You
have the
didn't have that.
network that I have now, right? But now I have a network that I can count 1 to 10 different sectors
Hmm.
and be able to push people into it based on the connects that I have. So I believe that everything, that's why I was talking earlier about times and season.
Hmm.
I think there's process to everything. There are times to things and there are seasons to it. We don't need to force it. We need to just wait for the right time. And I think the time is now for that too.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's, you know, that's part of what experience does for you.
Yes.
You just look at young people now. You want everything now, now, now. And the truth is, the beauty of what you're actually looking for is actually still ahead.
Yes, we are here.
Because those things don't become as beautiful as you wanted until
Mm-hmm.
you have gone through certain things.
Mm.
Now you are experienced enough to mentor people. You are your eyes are open enough to lead other people because
Exactly.
you've been through that path, you know the way. Then you can confidently, because it takes confidence to also lead people.
Exactly. Yes,
You're
it does.
confident enough to say, "Please follow me."
Yeah.
And I know I'm leading you to the right place.
Because you've been tested and been trusted with some
Beautiful.
things, and you can confidently say that you've done it excellently well.
So how's it evolving?
Oh, it's been going on well. It's just that there's a lot of work.
Please show me one thing that is not a lot of one thing. I just want to try it. I want to see something.
But you know that there are levels to this thing, right? It's a lot of work, especially when you're dealing with young people. Hmm. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to, at times when I look at myself and thinking about the oath, I'm like, hey,
Who sent me?
why are you doing everything at the same time? What is going on? But there's just that thing in me, that hunger, that thirst for this is the time. You need to just shit.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are out there that need this thing at this time.
Hmm.
Because anytime I think about another thing that actually um helps me to take that decision is the because like I said earlier that we Tantacom does a lot of social economic impactful projects. And there was a period about 2 3 years, no, I think 3 4 years ago, we had a project called Girl Boy Child.
Girl?
Girl Boy
Oh,
Child.
girl, boy, child. Okay.
And we went into junior secondary schools to talk to young children, like between the ages of 7, I think, to 13, right? So we're going across Lagos to talk to them about drug abuse, about confidence,
Mm.
about mental health,
Mm.
and I saw a lot. I saw a lot. Most of the time when we finish, I'm drained.
Mm.
I'm drained from, at times I'm not even the one talking, speaking to them. We had psychologists, we had therapists, we had different people
Beautiful.
speaking to them, but the revelation of what is going on amongst the youth of this country breaks me every day.
Hmm.
Every time we finish, at times I even just go to a corner and I will weep. Like,
The
what
secondary
is
school kid?
juniors, not just junior secondary school kids. There is no kind of drugs that they are not privy to. There is no kind of drugs that they don't know the combination of. They say it We did it. We came up with a documentary for them, and when we're coming up with the documentary, anytime I watch that documentary, I tear up based on see what drug is doing to the lives of those people. And we'll go to these schools and play the same documentary to young people, and they will be laughing. And they will say, this kind of drug, oh, it took colors, this one took, and they will be saying it with so much like it's not a big deal. Like, you can imagine. And I just believe that there's a lot that needs to be done because I look at them, I'm like, these are the young people that are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow. And if these ones are like this now, then what happens to us in 10 years, 15 years? So anytime I think about it, it's actually very sad.
It's humbling.
And I just feel that we need to do something. I believe that they need help. Maybe they won't just need people to talk to them, speak to them, because with the way the economy of Nigeria is right now, those of parents don't even have time.
Is it that they don't know any other way?
It seems
They
like
need to see options of possibilities of the futures.
I also believe that they have free time. You know, young people have free time a lot. And when that free time, you're not giving them the right thing to use that time for, they get the available thing to replace the good thing. So I believe drugs, gang now is the next available thing that they have access to. And we're not replacing the time with something useful. We're not providing skills to them to learn. There are no, back in the days, I remember that there are parks, different parks that young people can come play together. Yes, there are youth centers across LGAs that young people come into and they talk. And back in the days, we also have every adult taking care of children around. Nobody's saying, oh, this is not my child. I'm not going to scold him or her. They are there to just help, to say, no, where are you going to? I remember back in the days, anytime my siblings ask me to go and do stuff, and I go with, ask my sister, send my sister on an errand, and I follow her. It's my neighbors that would scold me, like, why are you following her? It's not my parents, because my parents are not even around, and they're like scolding me, and I'm looking at her, Mama. A teacher is not supposed to see me going with my sister because she will scold me.
Yes,
Yes, I even beats me because I'm not supposed to follow her. There's nothing like that now. So what is available is, you know, young people just seeing Mama Nkechi that is selling paraga somewhere, and they're just taking it. There's a particular place, and there's a particular place in Ikorodu that you see all of the young 7, 8, 9, 10 years old taking hard drugs, and these people are selling it to them. They're selling it to them, and these children they don't know any better. They just believe that that's what it takes a whole lot. So, and that's actually just makes me think about Ignite You. And yes, I'm not Jesus Christ. I might not be able to save the world. I might not be able to save the entire Nigerian youth. But at least if I take 100 in a year out of the total number of youths going astray, that would do a whole lot. That would do a whole lot. So, and I just feel that, okay, guys, let me start it and do it the right way.
First, thank you. Thank you for thinking that, for even taking the step to thank you on behalf of those souls. And we also hope that those are also kids that can grow up and also pay it forward.
Exactly, yes. That's the
Pay it
plan.
forward. Because those are the things that things like sports, music, um, just youth centers, are supposed to do to keep young people busy. But because there's a breakdown in all of that, they don't have any other thing to do. So, wow, it's really sad. It's really sad. So, what do you think? I mean, haven't heard all of this, I could decipher that, but I'd like to hear from you. What would you like your legacy to be?
So, my legacy, um, if I, it will be an over statement. If I said that legacy should be impact, it would
Hmm.
be an overstatement. I just want to be known for someone that is available for the younger generation.
Available for the younger
Yes,
generation.
yes. In fact, I want to, like I've always told, I don't know if my partner, I'm always telling that, in fact, the day I was talking to my kids about it, because everyone in my family know about Ignite You. In fact, my younger daughter was like, this one does, these people want to take my mom. They went from, he said, Mom, can you hold on? Let me finish secondary school before you do this thing the way you want to do it. I said, no, this is the time. So the Becky said, I should hold on if I have to finish secondary school before I go into it fully like this. I said, no, this is the time. This is the season. And yes, I want a situation whereby we'll get to a stage where I'll retire, I'll be a retired CEO and go into this fully.
Hmm.
Like, I want to be always available to help the young generation, the young people, because I believe that if we do not do what we're supposed to do right now,
Yeah.
then we are in need for it.
Hmm.
We are in it for it because our own children are using everything to train, to protect, to nurture.
Hmm.
These other ones be the one robbing them in the future.
Fact.
They'll be the one destroying things. You can remember answers. It's not the likes of us that came out to protest, destroyed Lagos. It was the ones that they you can easily just give 1,000 naira
To destroy
to destroy,
things,
and they will
not
destroy.
knowing they're destroying
They are
their
destroying things
future.
because they didn't know any better. So I just believe that it's important that everyone is interested, and that's another campaign that I'm trying to work on for Ignite You. Every organization, every company in Nigeria is to rise up to that occasion. At least take
Save a child.
child, take them in, teach them, teach them something that can be useful for them. Take them out of that streets. There's nothing, it's not going to cost you anything, but it will save us a whole lot.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, so we're off to our rapid fire segment. So first thoughts, no edits. First thing that comes to your mind. Faith or strategy, what saves the day more often? Faith. One principle that guides how you lead.
One possible and very needs intentionality.
Intentionality. That's strong. Most pivotal lesson from building with others.
I can't pick it. Well, I think how we were supposed to get our office. Yes. And I just, when you say something and you needed someone to motivate you to actually get it done, I think I got it like undiluted support, undiluted encouragement and motivation from my partner. And I can't just but think about it as how would I be able to do this if you were alone, down alone. There are times that I break down and I just don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like talking to anyone. But I could do that because I know there's someone there
Taking care of things.
studying things out. So yes,
Support.
support.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Complete this. To lead in Africa, women need
Support.
support. Beautiful. One word that defines your leadership.
Mm, Culture.
Culture. Hmm, interesting. Okay. We can always unpack that. We can always unpack that. Thank you so much for your time. Um, so we have a tradition on this podcast where our last guest would leave a word for you to express in your own way and would also leave a question for you to answer. And of course, you do the same for our next guest. So the word here is thriving. What does thriving mean to you?
Wow. Hmm. So thriving means to me actually means um getting excelling in the little ways that you can, like doing things in your own terms, right?
Okay.
Because women has been especially people actually come up with the way they feel you should live your life,
Okay.
because we've been designed in such a way that people will come to you. I'm like, you're not supposed to do this as a woman, as a man, you're not supposed to do this. You know, there's just the way that people have painted life to be. Like
Mm.
maybe they just have a template. They expect you to live your life,
Mm.
used to live your life. And I just believe that you can actually live your life in your own terms without thinking of, like I say it all the time, I seem like I'm nonchalant about a lot of things. I'm nonchalant about what people feel about me, because I just believe that I live my own life in my terms. And I believe that for you to say you're thriving, you need to be able to live your life in your terms. Thinking that, okay, you might not be where you want to be. You might have a larger, goal, like you might have where you want to be in life, but your little achievements matters a lot. And don't think about what every other person feels about how you have decided to live your life.
Right.
Live it in your own way, in your own terms.
Right.
But just ensure that your ways are morally,
As much as
right,
you
as
can.
much as you can. Because I see a lot of young people right now, they're like, this is me. I don't know how to be this.
They're excusing bad behavior.
Bad behaviors, and I just feel that no, we can see what is, what is wrong, and you know what is right, and just live your life the right way.
Thank you for that. So the question from our last guest will be, what advice will you give to your younger self?
All right. So I'll give the younger Funke to to dream, to dream as much as possible. Don't allow people to tell you how to live your life.
Hmm.
Start where you are, where you are. Don't wait for the perfect time.
Hmm.
Don't wait till you have everything figured out. Don't wait. There's never going to be a right time for things. Really. Just start. Start. Then acquire every skill possible. Master your skill. Master your skill. Master it like your life depends on it.
Hmm.
Because it will help you.
That's profound. That's profound. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So it's your turn to do that for our next guest. You write a question, any question you'd like an entrepreneur to answer. It could be personal, it could be business, whatever, and a word that you'd like them to express. And while you're at it, as a closing tradition, you say a phrase in your local language that defines your philosophy on life.
All right. So the first is the question.
A question, then a word.
Okay. I hope you can read my handwriting.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Know the funny thing, I don't read it until so I will squint when the time comes. So thank you so much. So now in your local language, if you could just tell us a phrase. Okay, the mic please.
It's far away.
Yeah. So if you
I
could
thought I
tell
was
us
finished.
a phrase if you could tell us a phrase, or yeah, a phrase or a proverb that sort of encapsulates your philosophy on life or business.
Philosophy in Yoruba. Oh, okay.
It could be a proverb, or it could just be a saying that you like.
Well, see, is actually a very popular phrase.
Okay, so
Growing up,
what does that mean
but you should
to you?
remember the child of whom you have, and it's has actually helps me in life. So anytime, even when I was in uni, that anytime I'm about to do what I'm not supposed to do,
Mm,
it keeps playing in my head because my mom said it a lot to us. Anytime we have to go somewhere, or anytime she was had time to speak to us, and she don't want to many things want she like so that she know the child of whom we have. And I think about it, okay, I know where I'm coming from. I know the kind of home I'm from, and I don't want to bring disgrace to that home. If there's anything I want to bring to the home, it's honor, respect. So it helps me a lot. Even till now, at times life will happen and there are some decisions that you might want to take. And, you just because
hmm,
you are pressured, but knowing who I am, knowing the kind of home that I'm from, actually make me make the best decision.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome.
And I'm thankful that you're here. And most importantly, I'm particularly excited about this episode because we spoke extensively about how faith, um, how you do your business as a faith based person, as a God centered person. So thank you for sharing. Unashamedly, unashamedly. I
Yes.
don't know if there's a word like that, but
No, we
yeah,
can create it.
that's allowed.
We
Thank
can
you.
create it. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to be here.